Hey, it's Chris, and everybody is wrong about the HomePod. Well, not everybody. I mean, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but not by much. Right now on YouTube, and even in the tech media at large, it's like it's become cool to trash the HomePod. So today, as part of my review, I'm gonna spend some time addressing each of these complaints one by one. But look, this is not a speaker for everyone, and Apple never said that it was. They never said that this was a speaker for Android users, or Spotify users, or the budget conscious, or people who don't care about sound quality. So if you're looking for a speaker and you're any of those things, then you should definitely look into buying something else. Because the HomePod is a speaker for Apple fans, and Apple fans like me are gonna love it. One thing that I find kind of funny with all the complaints that I've been seeing is that non-Apple fans don't have to like this speaker. They don't have to buy it. But yet, I think some of them maybe find themselves kind of wanting to. I mean, let's face it is a really good looking and sounding speaker. There's no doubt about that. But for the Android and Spotify users out there are tons of good alternatives for you, like the Google Home Max, or the Echo Plus, or the Sonos One. Those are all speakers that are gonna work great with your setup. So some reviewers and quote unquote tech pundits have obviously gotten a little bit confused about who this speaker is marketed towards, but hey, I'm happy to help clear things up. And honestly, there's really no reason why non-Apple users should even care about this speaker unless they're thinking of joining the Apple ecosystem. So now, for the actual Apple fans for whom this speaker was actually intended to appeal to, let's proceed. So there's a lot to love about this speaker, and exactly two things to potentially dislike. Potentially bad thing number one is Siri. Now, it's worth noting that Apple isn't marketing this as a smart speaker. Instead, it's a really great speaker that happens to work with Siri. Like, Apple's not dumb, but they know that Siri is dumb, so that's not the main focus here. Even so, people dreaming of a Siri-powered speaker that can compete head-to-head with Google's AI smarts are gonna be disappointed. There's actually already been a study that found that Siri on the HomePod can only answer 52% of commands versus 81% for Google, 64% for Alexa, and 57% for Cortana. Now that sounds awful, and I definitely wish Siri was smarter, but it's in no way a deal breaker. Tom's Guide's got a list of their favorite Google Home commands, and the first two are streaming music and turning on the lights, both of which the HomePod can do. After that, it's things like asking about flights, getting a translation, ordering a pizza, beatboxing, tuning a guitar, imitating animal sounds. Like some stuff that's kind of cool, but also a lot of stuff that you can definitely live without or don't even need. All right, and then Amazon lists the top Alexa skills as playing Jeopardy, asking a question of the day, and playing various types of white noise or rain sounds. I've had an Echo for years, and I don't use it to do any of those things. Now, there's no doubt voice is gonna be a major platform, and Apple needs to make huge strides to help Siri be more competitive in the future. But for now, I'm very happy playing music, asking about the weather and traffic, controlling lights, and catching up on the news. Potentially bad thing number two is just the price. I mean, this thing is pretty expensive. But wait, are you surprised? Because Apple stuff is always expensive. It's always got a premium built into the price, and Apple fans are always happy to pay because you can actually be happy. I don't understand how people are sometimes surprised about that in the Apple ecosystem. Now, I'm not gonna mention the fact that you can't pair two HomePods together right here at launch, because that feature is coming, it's announced. The HomePod in general is just gonna keep getting better. This is a first-gen product that's gonna build and build and build. Like, if that's problematic for you, then just wait a little bit. I doubt it's gonna be a deal breaker if you're interested in this in the first place, right? As a sidebar, I feel like a lot of tech people just like dive into a product right when it comes out, try to get a video out, and end up absorbing a lot of other people's opinion and kind of regurgitating it back out onto the scene. And it's not like really their own feelings about a device. I feel like that happened a lot with this HomePod launch. Like, you have to spend time with the product, get to know it. I know somebody else had like a really bad experience trying to pair their HomePod with their phone and get it set up. But that's like one person's experience. You're gonna find a lot of people who are super satisfied and probably disappointed maybe too with this speaker. But again, like, you don't have to buy this speaker. You don't have to be interested in it. By the way, I said I love controlling lights with the HomePod, and that's true. If you wanna pick up the lights behind me, I'll have those linked up down in the description, and they work really great with the HomePod. So the sound on this thing is full, it's rich, it's really impressive. The first time that you turn it on and the first time they show it to anybody, they're always wow, they're always super impressed. And that's pretty cool. Like, it's one thing if you're kind of in a bubble, you just bought this product and you think it's gonna be cool, so it feels cool, but when you show it to somebody else and they're really impressed, then that really says something. You guys know I like listening to Andy Mineo, and it sounds phenomenal on this system. And I have to say too, like, I just love the design of this speaker. It's unlike anything else out there. There are other speakers that are kind of similarly sized, but it looks really good. If you get up close and you really notice the detail, I mean, it's really cool. It's not just like a fabric covering. There's a little bit more texture to it. The shape of this thing is awesome. I love the way that Siri looks up on the top, and the touch controls are really great too. I saw somebody else complaining like, there's no screen on here. Some of the Echo devices have screens. Well, they also have cameras and stuff too. Again, this is not that type of device. Like, this is its own thing. Like, whoever you are, including me, just because you like something doesn't mean that other people have to like it so that you can feel validated. Like, even Siri knows. Hey Siri, what do you think about Google Home?
I think the acquisition of information and intelligence by human beings through virtual assistants is a very good thing.
Anyways guys, that wraps up this video. Be sure to check out the links down in the description. If you see anything on this set, in this video, in any of my previous videos that you wondered about or you wanted, I can't answer every single question, but I've linked everything up that I could down in the description, so check it out. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Later.